Is it going? Yes. So how this is gonna work is that we're gonna watch some of Gift from the Princess Who Brought Sleep. It's black and white because the other one's flashy like crazy. I wasn't a fan of the flashing. And then we're gonna pause at a certain point. So remember when I said that the monster was inside of Luca? Well, what if the monster is that death character in the corner of her mind?
Oh, yeah.
What if it's not actually death? What if it's a monster and hell just doesn't want her to touch it because it'll wake up and destroy the world? Alright, Sleep Princess. What do you wish for and what will you achieve? Please don't be deceived. Let's see. Honestly, the amount of deception and false identification is so much false identification. My Pixel Girl will be proud. We're gonna see the hearts after a point, cause I noticed something interesting about them.
Like your ends. Short, sweet, and granular.
You from Princess Who Brought Sleep. Alright. Just making sure I can pause at the right time. Puppy! We used to do that in the car. Or maybe not you. The other ones. You'll probably guess it in 2 seconds. Can you guess what's gonna happen?
I don't want to because I don't want to get it wrong.
Oh, well.
Something important.
That was the really flashy part. Yeah, well. I didn't want you to get epilepsy. Now when the definition comes up, you gotta catch it real fast.
The medicine cabinet. Metal shards.
All right. So the wordplay is our gift and the German gift, which means poison. All right. Once there was a girl named Margarita who was sick as a baby. Her father was a doctor but was unable to cure her. Iluka came and healed her, but from then on, Margarita lost her ability to sleep. When she grew up, she married a man named Marquis Casper Blankenheim. Casper thought it was creepy she couldn't sleep and moved her to a separate bedroom. Casper was also a huge playboy and had 50 women over. He only stayed with Margarita for Daddy's money, but she didn't mind, or at least she didn't show it. But the money soon started to run out, and Casper started selling Margarita's possessions to make up for it. He also started a business, which was a front for an organization called Père Noël. He worked the black market as second dealer. That was his Père Noël name, second dealer. They always have,
Code names.
they have like a number and then what they do, or something that describes them. Iluka was also a part of the organization, and as she visited frequently, Margarita confided her sleep problems and marriage worries. Hannelore, the great-granddaughter of Shaw Frieses, that was Kiel's son, the one that was going to get aborted and then he didn't, was a reporter for the Acid News, seeking information on the true story behind one of Yukana Frieses' fairy tales, Flower of the Plateau. So Yukana Frieses, that was the little girl, she went around the world and wrote fairy tales. And Flower of the Plateau was a fairy tale in Venomania's time. The flower was a woman named Mikulia, the stupid girl from Venomanium's harem. Remember her?
Oh, yeah.
Hane went to Mikulia's town, Calgaround, and spoke with the mayor, Julia Abelard. Julia, very important. Mikulia was a florist and the wife of Lord Gilbert Calground, who died early on. Legend has it she killed him, as well as a boy who came claiming to be her son. The poison was said to be from the roots of the local roses that were usually used to help with insomnia. Locals called this mixture gift. When she went to the library where a portrait of Mikulia was, she was shocked seeing someone familiar within. While flipping through a book, she saw the same similar-looking woman in a girl named Platonic. Platonic was a thief from Gluttony that worked with ABCIR. But as she came from the Calground family, that wouldn't be surprising. So they both come from the same family, so it wouldn't be surprising that they look alike. As she was... Who is that?
Isabel.
Oh, okay. Hi.
What's wrong?
No, just that. As she was about to leave, Hane noticed another book. It was the long-lost original Yukina manuscript of Flower of the Plateau. When asked, the librarian said he bought it from a blue-haired man in Torage, who identified himself as the leader of a criminalized organization called Père Noël. I am not speaking well today. I don't know what it is. The man was Casper. But when Hane went to visit him, she was met by Margarita's father, Felix, and learned Casper had been found dead just that morning. Felix is a doctor and believes the cause was smoking. When Honey returned to the Freezes Foundation and told them about the possibility of Casper being the leader of Père Noël, or First Santa Claus, she was told Aluka had been frequently visiting Torgay and could be another suspect. Aluka was now a wanted criminal going around wreaking havoc and burning towns. Might be that monster.
Yeah, I feel like it's not actual Luca, or maybe her mind is just cracking. I've been alive for a little too long.
So I don't know how to say his name. Constable Ein
Like maybe
Anchor.
Ain. Like it's spelled like Lynn.
Yeah,
Could be
probably
Ain.
Ain. Constable Ein Anchor told Hane that he was suspicious of the cause of death because of Casper's shady money habits. He also confirmed the black market having found a scrap from another lost tale in the mansion's cellar, as well as the possibility of Margarita being a suspect because of her sleepiness. Are you getting this? I'm sorry, I'm not speaking well today. Hearing Dr. Felix had returned to his home in Lucifenia, Hane pursued him, arriving just in time to save him from dying. His throat was swollen just like Casper's, so smoking was ruled out. Another doctor, Purik, showed Hane a bottle of refined gift, much more potent than centuries before, and closely matching the symptoms. However, it being the murder weapon isn't entirely a given. Margarita was certainly going to be at her husband's funeral, so Hane decided to meet her there. Upon seeing her, Hane couldn't help laughing, seeing Margarita look just like Mikulia. Hane went to the Torgay pharmacy and learned that Margarita frequently visited to buy ingredients to make her own medicine. The gift roses weren't sold there. The pharmacist also confirmed he had once seen Margarita with a sorceress. At the orphanage Margarita volunteered at, the midwife explained Margarita's birth and miraculous resuscitation. The midwife had seen Margarita with the sorceress also, who she said wore right clothes matching Mayor Julia's. Ida Marie was Hane's sister. She was supposed to investigate the kidnapping of a child singer named Rinchan, but she was doing a very poor job. She kept busting into people's homes you're the culprit, I'm gonna arrest you. Because of this, she was suspended from the case and sent back to Hane. When she got to Torgay, Ain told her Hane was in Lucifenia and filled her in on the Marquise's death. As he finished, there was suddenly a great commotion coming from the orphanage. The midwife and children were dead. Oh yeah, picture time. All right, I hope everything is correct. You can see, look, that's Honey. She got that hair. That's Haida Marie. That's Aluka. Being crazy. Meanwhile, Honey and Purik were able to surmise that Margarita had in fact been trying to make a sleep potion for herself and most likely tested it on her father and husband. Officers then arrived to inform Hane of Shaw's death. At the funeral, she and Haida Marie were arrested as suspects in the orphanage murder. They busted out with Ain's help. Margarita, meanwhile, had managed to create a version of Gimp that was airborne, and she spread it around Torgay, wanting to help everyone sleep. Hane and Haida Marie, now Luca and Camellia, went to call around to find Julia, who they suspected to be the fake Aluka. They arrived, and Julia informed them Margarita was also visiting upstairs. Julia knew Hane was the real Aluka the whole time, and wanted to see how fast she could find out the truth about Margarita. So this is the first thing. Yeah. bright. This one. We're gonna turn this off. Bye-bye. These are all of the paranormal people. Ain't that nice? Shoo-ba-doo, shoo-ba-doo-boo. Dolls don't sleep. Alright, we're finally at the good part. That was a snooze fest. Margarita was the clockwork doll Irina made. She was the demon of sloth. After Mikulia died, she stole her identity and became Flower of the Plateau. Later in Gluttony, she took on Platonic's identity. Now the thing is, she's literally a doll, and she's hypnotizing people to see her as an adult. When she was born, Iluka, or in this case Julia, had swapped the dead baby with the doll looking like a baby. Margarita had also been working with Père Noël as third sleep princess. Julia is the real first Santa Claus. She attacked Iluka and Gumilia with magic fire. When Iluka tried to defeat her with a song spell, runes on the wall blocked it. When Iluka was about to be consumed, Gumilia doused the flame with magic rain. Gumilia pointed out that she couldn't find Julia's cat, as they knew she was Irina's latest body. Julia admitted that she was actually Mirana Blossom, or Fourth Shadow. Julia was using her body as a double. When she tried to escape, Gumilia made the gift roses in her garden grow and swallow her. All right. Let's see what happens. So we got Miranda down here. And now she has their kitty. Wow, this is great. Is this good so far? Okay, good. It's not the lacking yet. Alright, they then went upstairs where Margarita was. Margarita allured to Iluka's tiring long life to explain the importance of wanting to sleep like a human. She finished her latest version of gift and drank it. It killed her, but before she died, she mentioned remembering her initial past life. The singer Rin-chan was in the basement. We'll see how she got there in Fifth Pero. Besides her, there was one more person. It was the librarian. His name was Gat Colombo, or Sixth Venom. He stabbed Iluka in the stomach with his sword. Gumilia rushed her to the hospital where she just barely survived. She could have died from that.
Because she can still physically die.
Yes.
Just as an age.
Yeah. Iluka and Gumilia went back to Torage where the few survivors were. They had found an antidote that was also made by Père Noël. Père Noël had planned to poison the country and sell the antidote for an inevitable profit. It could be replicated, but it was made with sap from Held's tree. Held had already died and went to the heavenly yard as he was too old to remain on Earth. The new Earth god was Michaela. Yeah, that's what her sapling was for. So that she could grow into a tree and be the new Earth god.
That makes so much sense. So I was like, why on earth is she just gonna be a tree again? A plant again.
When Iluka went to Michaela to speak to her about the antidote, Margarita, or rather the sloth demon, showed up. She had come to Hell's Forest looking for her husband. Luca thought this would be a good time for a friendly chat, so she told Amelia to wait with Michaela and went with Margarita to a little hut down the path. Luca told Margarita everything she knew and revealed the demon's true identity. Are you ready? I always forget about that. Watch the doll. Let's move it. Watch the doll.
What?
Yeah, it's Eve.
How is she back?
Yeah, no, she's back.
What?
I'm so glad. This is great. Oh, this is exactly what I wanted. Yes. And now we get to finish the song. Okay, so before we get to Eve, I gotta show you. It's great. So see the hearts. See the hearts. Sometimes I do this when I talk about Iluka. See, look, we got her blonde hair. We got her pink hair. I love the tiny heart. And we got her green hair. Let's make sure we don't jump ahead. You get spoiled. Yeah. Her true name was Eve Zevda. Eve is the demon of sloth in the Clockwork Doll. Aluka then did something she had never done before. She sucked Eve into her, and then she awoke, and she awoke with her. Now, it's not said what happened when Eve entered Aluka. I reckon she freaked over her children, probably shook Death awake to complain, and massively important things would have happened then. But let's go easy for one tiny quote that might negate Death waking here. Imagine Aluka straps Eve down to an electric chair for lulz and sucks at her magic.
I mean,
That's what I like to imagine. Because they had electric chairs back in Levianti back then. All right. With Eve's magic, Aluka can now hypnotize people, and the first thing she does is make Amelia forget Eve came to the forest, so she won't worry. Then they go to Lucifenia to find the real Julia, or in this case, Irina. So we're going to do the same thing with Pero. We're going to watch the song, and then we're going to stop it right before the duel. Because the duel is... Please start at the beginning and not at the freaking duel. Oh, fudge. It's probably not going to start at the duel.
I'm trying to remember.
One
Okay.
bag, infinite possibilities. Kate Spade.
Wait, I'll tell you one. Oh, nope. It's good.
Evillious, what's a tree born?
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Nice. Fine. I forgot to read the quote, but I guess we can read it after. We'll be back. I gotta bring this up because the next part isn't gonna make sense. Today, this country is completely rotten. Everyone's eyes are lost in desire. Everything needs to be reset with yours and, yes, my own hands. Once upon a time, there was a race of sentient masks. It's exactly what it sounds like. They lived peacefully among the humans and even had their own country. They could have human forms, but were most comfortable riding on people's faces. But a global catastrophe happened, and the entire mask race went extinct. Only one managed to escape. With none of his people left, he lived the rest of his life in human form, and the knowledge of the masked race's existence was lost forever. I know, is that the funniest thing you've ever heard?
Masks.
Yes, it is literally a talking mask. Oh no, don't worry, it gets even funnier. But we're not there yet. Julia was elected the new president of the now Republic, Lusitania. So it's not a kingdom anymore because Rillian was executed. It's a republic now. So who's the president of Lusitania?
That evil lady.
Yeah, Irina.
Yes, Irina.
This is around Evillious Christmas, the birth of Hansel and Gretel. She has an adopted son named Lemmy. Lemmy has an ability that he can hear a voice in his mind. He was looking for toys in Julia's treasury when he found the glass. He blacked out, and when he awoke, the voice introduced herself as Nay. After Lemmy told his mother about the voice, she gave him the glass as a present, knowing its source. So, who's Nay?
I don't remember.
Gretel.
Yeah, Gretel.
So, if Nay's Gretel and she's talking to this boy, who's this boy?
Hansel.
Yeah. So we got another thing.
Hansel.
Alright. So we got Lemmy down here. And added Fanica because she's in the glass too. You know what this is starting to look like?
A rainbow?
No. We got Eve here, and we got Hansel and Gretel here. And we got Irina up here. It's starting to look like an original sin party. They could get together and have an original sin party.
I suppose they could. If they want to.
Alright.
But they don't like to stay around each other.
No. For the inauguration party, Lemmy got to watch one of his former orphans, Rin-chan, sing on stage in the palace. But the Rin he knew back then had black hair and freckles. This one was blonde. One of Julia's friends, Bruno, says that Rin's employer, Tone Copra, had many children work for him in the past, and they all died one way or another. Lemmy wanted to check on Rin the next time she was in the area, so with Nay's help, he invaded Corpa's estate. He dressed himself as a clown called a Perrault, and managed to reach the room Rin was in. Finding that she was locked inside, Nay made a key appear in his pocket that could unlock every door. It's that key again. Rin revealed that it wasn't really her singing, but another girl backstage. However, the girl was now dead, and Rin is afraid she'll be next. She and Lemmy tried to escape, but ran into Corpa, who had a knife. When asked who he was, Lemmy said he was Fifth Perrault, the name of a clown who had saved him from kidnappers a few years earlier. Corpa was afraid, thinking it was Père Noël coming to get him. Lemmy allowed Nay to possess him, and killed Corpa with his own knife. Lemmy and Ren got into a carriage going to Ethelgard. Lemmy planned to stay with his aunt in Calground until he knew what to do about the murder. They stopped in Aesyd, and Ren told her story. When Corpa hired her, he had her face changed by a fortune teller using the sword. The fortune teller was called Seventh Magician. Ren sang beautifully, but she was overworked and lost her voice. The girl backstage was a Netsuma and couldn't perform because of her race. She had white hair. Seventh Magician was already gone at that point, so the girls had to work together on stage. When Lemmy reached his Aunt Mirana, remember? She's that chick. He was surprised to see she looked exactly like Julia. He was even more surprised to see Julia was there too. Julia knows about the twins of God and their malicious instincts, so she isn't surprised. Julia praised her son for killing a bad man and revealed that Père Noël she and her friends are in is an organization working to better the world by killing the unjust. She told him he has to do the right thing even if society thought it wrong. Sound familiar? Kinda sounds like Alan.
Favorite.
She made Lemmy the new fifth Perrault and gave him his first mission, to kill seventh magician. Lemmy knew magician was hiding in Royd using the sword as a prostitute, but his method was to just kill them all until he found her. But that was okay. He was told the woman who abducted him, who abandoned him was one, and they were vulgar anyway. When he finally found her in a brothel, magicians tried to seduce him with the lust power, but Lemmy tricked her into a hug and stabbed her. He then thought to kill the brothel owner who might have witnessed. The owner was a woman in a wheelchair. Seeing Lemmy, she remained unusually calm, and Ney warned him this was someone he couldn't beat. The woman said she would keep quiet if Lemmy introduced her to Santa. She identified herself as the third sleep princess, and Lemmy believed her. Julia arrived and saw it was Iluka, but Margarita revealed everything that happened at the hut in Hell's Forest. Her memories as Eve were awakened, and she was in control. She proves it by showing off her hypnosis on a serpent, adding that Camellia is also hypnotized. Eve returns as the new seventh magician, and Camellia is inducted as eighth sniper. So the reason why Luca's in a wheelchair, I thought it was because she was stabbed and she was recovering. But the real reason is because it's her and Eve in her mind, and that's a heavy burden for her, so she's not really functioning too properly. Bruno is the new second dealer and one of the vice presidents of the Freezes Foundation. Dude, so we got a Père Noël in the Freezes Foundation. Oh no. He needed his fellow coworker Nob taken care of during a company meeting with Julia in the palace. Lemmy was hoping for a moment when Nob was alone to strike, but it never came.
What are you guys reading?
Anime thing.
Boring.
Alright. During the meeting, Aang burst in, saying that he was investigating Père Noël and had identified Bruno as a murderer who had his face changed. Julia motioned for Lemmy to drop from the ceiling and kill Bruno, but Lemmy was afraid his mother would abandon him to the police and ran away. In truth, Julia loved Lemmy as her own son and knew he would be safe if he had the glass. Magician visited Lemmy that night in an inn and told him to escape to the east. She said that Rin would be questioned as a victim and would eventually reveal his name. Lemmy refused to leave his mother and told Julia about the trailers the next day. Magician and Sniper went missing. Aang got a message from Hyde and Marie to meet her in an alley. He arrived to see Fifth Perrault there to kill him, but before he could, Lemmy was shot by Gamelia. As he was dying, Luca told Lemmy that he reminded her of Alan, but unlike Alan, he took pleasure in murder. After resigning from her presidency, Julia sent her beloved sister-in-law a message to meet her at Marigold Plateau for a final duel. She knows what Aluka doesn't know but now knows, and Dumelia unfortunately knew the whole time. The truth. The Demon of Wrath was more than happy to tell Irina about such things as the gods, creation, the art, and a few of Aluka's quirks. So now, it's still going to be inside Julia's body, but now we can turn on...
Oh, yeah. kind, loving person.
Yeah. On the way, Gamelia revealed that her hypnosis wore off, and she knew Iluka had absorbed Eve. The carriage was stopped by Gat, who was wielding a golden sword. The sword was the key transformed. Iluka tried to hypnotize him, but he was Venomania's descendant, and it failed. So she used Eve's lightning to shock him. Meanwhile, Lemmy crawled out of his grave to look for his mom. He took the glass along with him. He arrived at the plateau and joined the fight. Irina fought with Iluka, and Gamelia fought with Lemmy. Gamelia shot at Lemmy for 2 hours, but because of his contract and constantly holding the glass, he kept instantly healing. So I'm going to show you, let's go back to, I think it's picture 7. There we go. See, look, we got Eve right there. We said we'd go back and talk about her later. That's Wrath. What's on Wrath's face?
This?
Yeah, what is that?
It just looks like lines to me.
No, it's a mask.
Oh, I just thought that was shadow
The
from the bangs.
demon of Wrath is a mask. No, it's not
Just the mask.
Just a mask.
What about the man wearing the mask?
No, that's not. That's just someone you're gonna see later who wears the mask. But the actual, yeah, I know, that's what I thought too. But the actual demon is the
I
mask.
thought that was shadow from his bangs.
No, that's a mask. All right. All right. The key Gat had was now in Gamelia's pocket, and the demon of Wrath was getting bored with things not going anywhere. He told Gamelia that, he has a friend also in the key that's not the demon of Wrath. He's just along for the ride. Okay, so the demon of Wrath was getting bored with things not going anywhere. He told Gamelia that if she made a contract with him, he could turn into bullets and kill Lemming. Gamelia refused at first, but finally agreed after seeing there was no other choice and being promised an instant void after Lemmy was dead. So, so we got the little mask on her face, right there.
And the mouth.
So that means that the demon of Wrath is there. Ada. Be careful. Gamelia shot Lemmy and. Sure you're alive. Yeah. Gamelia shot Lemmy and his soul was sucked into the glass. Now with both twins of God, Vanica can find the graveyard and get her preferred ending. So remember, twins can do the big rebirthday. And she wants them to do the big rebirthday so that she could get the graveyard ending. So we're going to talk about the different endings after we're done with all the sins. Just because this is long. Irina stopped fighting and mourned over her dead son. She surrendered and released Julia's body. It was actually Jermaine.
What?
Remember when she and Yukina went to the convent?
Yeah.
And Irina wanted to take Brilliant's body and Jermaine was fighting her? And then the book ends? Well, after the book ends, she lost her body. Irina stole her body. So now, no. Yeah. Monster Man's gonna show up right there. I love my babies. Seeing that Luca was about to kill her, she activated the black box inside her. So she's back to being a cat. I forgot to write that. There was a massive shockwave that made Yumilia feel she was going to die. When Yumilia awoke, she was at the bottom of a long flight of stairs. When she reached the top, she saw 4 women. None of them were Luca. Luca was dead.
What?
Okay, so what I wanted to do before I read that was I wanted to show you, see, look, Wrath. I wanted to show Wrath's actual form. So we're going to turn on, that's going to be Wrath, and then this space right there is going to be his friend. So we're just going to turn on Wrath's actual human form.
I'm not surprised. It's a massive guy.
Did you think he was dead? Oh, look at all these people we got. Oh, this is great. This is an original Sim party. All right. Now Luca's dead. Guess she got the shortest end of the stick.
I mean, that's what I said was gonna happen.
How did you know?
It's just has an unfortunate life.
All right. Well, guess since we got a Luca here, we gotta kill her now. Bye bye. Dead Luca. L. L's in the chat for my girl. Did you notice neither of the 2 verses were in their songs?
Yes, I did.
They appropriately relate to Margarita and Lemmy's story, but are actually from Whereabout of the Miracle, the song where Kirill resurrects Luca. So whatever did happen to Kirill? Well, he's been alive this whole time in a random other country making music boxes for Sickle that tell the future. He's been trying to figure out the 2 who will destroy and save the world. But Kirill is still very lonely. So around the time Luca was off gallivanting around Lucifenia with Leonhart and Miriam, Sickle went to get Luca from the Heavenly Yard and give her to Kirill as a reward for doing a good job. Kirill was so happy, and he and Luca got married and lived happily ever after. Das Ende. Do a Miragod. If you can hear this voice, throw my moraines in that ark in the temple and resurrect me. We're gonna do one more thing. We gotta turn on this layer. We gotta move it all away so that you see it in all its awesome glory. That.
Just it.
Well, I can't. I kind of ruined it, but I didn't know it got that ruined, but that's okay. You can still see the important parts. Stop! We gotta move the colors so she can see. You can see the important parts of the picture. It's gonna be down this corner because I messed it up.
What? Why is she there?
Because she told Krill to put the body in the ark
Yeah.
and resurrect her. It was Levian Bahamo the entire time. It was never Aluka. She never resurrected. She never resurrected.
You think you're the only one who can make McDonald's drinks around?
Dude,
We're
at the most
Yeah.
important part of the story, and
What's
you
the
ruined
part?
it with
What
your
do you have?
McDonald's drink.
The 300 grams of sugar. It's supposed to be around 20. I can get now of around.
Oh, jeez, don't get one.
Oh,
So what did you think? Did you expect that?
No.
Did you expect it wasn't Luca?
I was like, how on earth is Luca's ghost coming back telling them to resurrect her? But I don't know.
So now they're all in Luca's mind. Or Levia's mind, I guess. Little babies. Aluka was dead. She was stabbed by Irina 600 years ago. Levian Behemo never made it in the dragon before the ark exploded. They had to go somewhere fast, and Aluka's body happened to be available. But the rules of reincarnation still applied. Levia's memories were replaced by Aluka's, and only returned when she absorbed Eve. Bahamo was only able to get in because the Ark, and thus the reincarnation, was run by a black box. However, it couldn't keep him conscious. So when I said there was someone in the back of Aluka's mind, that was Bahamo! He was sleeping.
Just wanted to take a little nap.
Yes. Held knew it was them the entire time.
I guess he just couldn't make him be alert to the fact. Why couldn't he, like, try to?
Well, he couldn't tell them because...
Why didn't he just lock her up?
Well,
Like,
because,
why didn't the Eagles fly the other wing?
I guess because he figured if if Olivia lost her memories and the Sins were going out in the world, he may as well use her to go get the Sins. Now, what I figure is, so remember remember when Levia and Behemoth wanted to destroy the world, and they're like, hey, Seth, let us out. We're going to help you destroy the world. And Seth is like, yeah, I don't want to destroy the world yet. Well, Held knew that Levia had lost her memories, but I don't think he knew if Behemoth had lost his memories because he was asleep. But if Behemoth woke up, there was a chance that Levia could be reminded. And then that's why I say that he said it was death and not to touch him. Okay, Held knew it was them the entire time and told Gumilia and Michaela that if Levia ever regained her memories, they were to lock her up again. Gumilia said that she never wanted to be Levia's watchdog, she was her loyal apprentice, and Levia said she was proud of her. Irina grabbed Eve and activated her ending form as Master of the Court. That's the court ending. They were transported to a void where gods could die. Vanica, who had been watching, appeared with a giant skeleton named World Eater. She didn't want either side to win and told World Eater to devour everyone. Everyone shot their magic at once, resulting in a giant explosion. Gumilia awoke in the hellish yard where she found Behemoth stepping on a mask, which is the true form of the demon of wrath, Seth. There's a door leading to heaven that the souls are just able to waltz on through because there's no guard. Behemoth says that he can take Gumilia to heaven and bring her back to earth from there. But when Gumilia tries to enter, she's burned because she isn't actually dead. She has no choice but to stay in hell until the master of the hellish yard comes back. But the world will end before that happens. While she waits, she decides to become the temporary master and restore order to the lack of sorting souls. Seth stays with her, not wanting to see Sigil and Held in heaven. So, the girl wearing the mask, that's Gumilia. She's gonna go sort all the souls in hell and send the good ones to heaven. When Behemoth reaches the heavenly yard, he sees a giant black box. Inside the box is Alan. Sigil loves his boxes. Being a twin, he would have normally been reincarnated, but Sigil has him here as backup for the end of the world. Alan is busy watching the recorded history of the world, which is exactly what Behemoth needs. He kicks Alan out and skims through everything he missed while asleep. When he comes out, he sees Held, who caught Alan running away to find his family. Behemoth tells Alan that Lily-Ann will be reincarnated soon. Maybe Alan will be able to see her. Remember, twins can enact the rebirth day. Danica wants Hansel and Gretel to enact one for the graveyard ending, and similarly, Behemoth wants Alan and Lily-Ann to enact one for the heavenly ending. The endings themselves will be explained later on since this is long. Heaven sounds great, but doesn't Behemoth want to destroy the world? He did back when it was young, but humanity had advanced since then. He sees all the good they have done despite Seth's evil influence and now wants to preserve them.
Olivia doesn't.
The girls will get their explanation after Envy since it's not entirely necessary for that part. Just remember, Aluka is actually Levia, and she's back on the road. The karma of evil will not end. What are your thoughts?
Shocked. I'm shocked.
Of what?
And why does Alan keep on coming?
Wow.
Seth is always coming back also. I think Seth is gone and then Seth is back.
Yep, he's back. But that's okay. He's in hell now with Gumilia.
My choice.
Well, by choice. But hey, at least he's not on Earth.
Like,
which
yes.
is where all the stuff is happening. Okay, I'm gonna. Let's see. Acting, sila. No, not that one. Not that one. The pictures from book. They were doing the thing in the hat. This is the Duel of Marigold Plateau. A little octung, so I went click on it. How's it going? How long is this?
An hour.
Oh, that's okay. I stay home tomorrow and we can do Envy, but Envy is gonna be rather short. So we can do that tomorrow.